Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and today we're doing something a little different. Not exactly. I mainly cover like Twitch, Kick, YouTube updates if there's new information around that. I don't really tend to follow video game news, despite mainly being a gaming channel. But when there's news on a remake on one of my personal all-time favorite games ever, even though there's been news in the past about it, I decided, hey, why not make why not make a video about it today to let you know how excited I am and to go into some of the details, even though there isn't really much. But hey, for those you don't know, there's been a rumor circulating around that Final Fantasy IX is getting a remake. Now, if you don't know me, Final Fantasy IX is probably my favorite Final Fantasy game of the whole bunch. Now, there are many good games in the Final Fantasy franchise, tons of them, but 9 always stood out to me as being one of the first ones I truly fell in love with. And it's getting a remake, according to a known linker who has confirmed many different Square Enix projects, I believe, or many other games rumored to be remaked or getting made, and has confirmed them all. And so, a pretty much reliable source, but it's still a leaker, so technically what they could be saying is true, but something could happen at Square where they go, we're going to scrap this project anyway. But yeah, Jeff Grubb reconfirms Final Fantasy IX Remake in development at Square Enix. Let's get into the article, shall we? It's a paragraph long. There really isn't much into it. Square Enix's next Final Fantasy Remake hasn't been the best kept secret. There's tons of videos already out there telling you that Final Fantasy IX is being remade, Final Fantasy IX is being remade, as rumors have been swirling around for a few months that the magical Final Fantasy IX is the next Final Fantasy game on the cards for a remake treatment as the Japanese developer. Gaming journalist and insider Jeff Grubb has reiterated the claims that Final Fantasy IX Remake is in active development, as in they're making it right now. Though he said the remake of Final Fantasy IX can't compare to the scale of Final Fantasy VII Remake, so it's not going to be a full-blown, we're redoing everything from the ground up, we're going to have a completely new story that kind of referenced the old story. It's going to be completely different gameplay. No, it says a better analogy would be the difference between Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core and Final Fantasy VII Remake. What I'm assuming they mean Final Fantasy Crisis Core Reunion, where that game is technically a remake, but essentially they updated the graphics and made the UI a lot better. If you compare Crisis Core to the PSP version, it's like the story is exactly the same, all the beats are exactly the same, all the missions are exactly the same, except for the models are a lot better, the environments are a lot nicer, and the gameplay has been tweaked so you can actually map more buttons and there's like 3D movements, but the core of it is very much similar. That's what I think they mean. Somebody told me, I won't name any names, Mew, that the gameplay is going to be like Crisis Core. Not sure how they got that, but no, it's mainly going to be like we're just updating the graphics. Hopefully it's not going to be like what they did with the Final Fantasy VIII remaster, where essentially they just updated the textures, or like what they did with Final Fantasy X, where they just updated the textures and gave you some little bonuses to make the game a lot easier. Grubb went on to say that the ATB turn-based system and the classic game won't change drastically, but it will still feel good, and it's simply just a HD remaster. So they're just probably redoing all the textures, redoing the models, redoing the environments, but having the core same gameplay. If you don't know, like the old Final Fantasy VII, 8, and 9, what they had was like a pre-rendered background, and essentially the characters would just walk around this background. It wasn't like a fully 3D environment map. There was some 3D elements, but the background was pre-rendered. Apparently, if I recall, Final Fantasy IX's backgrounds are all actually technically 4K resolution. But I think they got lost to time. If you want to play Final Fantasy IX now, it's on every single system, but on Steam you can mod it, and there's a great HD 4K texture pack to really upgrade the visuals and the backgrounds on it. The character models are slightly better than on the PlayStation 1. But hey, I am excited. Hopefully they don't change too much. Hopefully they update the character models, but still keep to the same feel. Final Fantasy IX was basically a love letter to all previous Final Fantasy entries. There's references to all the games throughout its history in Final Fantasy IX. So hopefully they don't change too much. But, you know, maybe... yeah, just give it a nice graphical facelift, which is what people kind of wanted for the 7 remake. Oh, well, that's basically it, really. I'm really excited. The music in this game is fantastic. You're probably hearing it right now in the background because it is probably the greatest video game soundtrack ever. In my humble opinion, but yeah, I cannot wait for this game. Hopefully we get some more actual concrete confirmation from Square Enix themselves rather than leakers on this, maybe like a trailer or two. But until then, I'm gonna keep my eyes posted for this. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this type of video, leave a like. If you didn't, feel free to leave a dislike. Comment below what your thoughts are. Are you excited for Final Fantasy IX Remake? Are you slightly disappointed it's not going to get the same amount of love as 7? Or are you happy that it's not getting a massive overhaul where the gameplay is going to be completely different, and the fact that it's keeping to the original? I am very happy it's keeping to the original. I quite like the turn-based combat in it, and the whole AP system where you have to equip different skills and abilities depending on where you are. Like, oh, I'm going to equip Man-Eater, which means I do more damage to human-type enemies or dragon-type enemies. I quite like that system. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.
Morse. Marvelous. Together on the track. Let's go. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, sus.